What is going on, DC Fitness Squad? Hope you're all doing well and amazing. Happy Wednesday. Hope you're all doing great today. If you're watching this right now, I really do appreciate you. If you're watching on the replay, just hashtag a replay in the comments if you can. All right. I just want to make sure I'm giving value, I'm giving back, and everybody is learning from this. All right. I would really appreciate it. Excited about, I'm seeing some people. Thomas, what is going on? I'm seeing some other individuals come on in. Let me wave. I think I could wave here. Today we're going to be talking about losing your love handles for good. All right, because I think a lot of individuals, they're losing weight, they're trying to get fit, but they're missing that last piece of the puzzle, which is usually, hanging around the stomach area and the love handles. So I want to share 3 secrets that are going to help you lose the love handles for good, because usually that's like what I said, the last piece of the puzzle. So I just want to make sure I'm helping you out, you're getting value, and hopefully you can implement and see some results after this podcast. Vernell, what is going on, man? Hope you're doing amazing and well. Great to see your name. I'm seeing some other individuals come on in here. It's great to see you, and hopefully you're getting some value. Safwan, what is going on? All right, let's get this party started. I'm going to get going with the podcast, and hopefully you get a lot of value from here. All right, let's get it going. Let's get the countdown going. Always get serious when you hear the countdown, right? Let's get it. Okay, here we go. What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Men's Fat Loss Made Easy podcast, where I'm here to give you massive value that you could implement on your fat loss journey. Today, we're going to be talking about 3 tips to lose the love handles for good, not just for 30 days, 60 days, 90 days, for good. All right, because for you, you may be watching, listening, whatever, and you may have lost weight before, but those damn love handles are there to stay for the long term. It kind of gets hard to really lose them. It's the last piece of the puzzle, and they poke out of our shirt, and it stops us from wearing tighter clothes, especially less clothes come summertime. And it gets frustrating because you tried eating right, you tried working out, you tried everything, and those love handles just won't budge. And at this point, you're like on the brink of giving up. But right now, we're going to flip that script. All right, I'm going to give you 3 tips to help you lose the love handles for good this time. Are we ready? For good. Number 1 is being in a calorie deficit. Everybody write down in the comments, if you're watching this live, calorie deficit. All right, being in a calorie deficit just basically means you're burning more calories than you're consuming. All right, you're burning more calories throughout the day than you are consuming. So let's say, Vernell, I see your name. All right, I know you're in DC Fitness Squad. You help out a lot. You post recipes, right? So I'm just going to use you for an example. Let's say your total daily energy expenditure is 1,900 calories. All right, it's probably more than that, Vernell, but let's say it's 1,900 calories. That means you burn whatever you do throughout the day. You burn 1,900 calories. So what I would do is I would have you start eating just for like 1 week, 1,900 calories. I would get you back to maintenance to really speed up your metabolism. And then I would start having you eat 1,700 calories, which is like 200 calories in a deficit, maybe even 1750, which is 150 calories in a deficit. But the point is, I would bring you down in a calorie deficit, because that is what's going to get you to lose the love handles. Science proves it. However, what a lot of people do wrong is they stay in a calorie deficit for way too long, and this slows down your metabolism, and then your body starts to store body fat, which is just not good. We don't want that, right? So make sure you're staying in a gradual calorie deficit, and then in about 3 to 6 weeks, you can work your way back up to maintenance. That's a coach's job. You don't have to worry about that. Just make sure that you stay in a calorie deficit if you want to lose the love handles. I'm seeing some comments. Thomas, blue collar, let's go. I appreciate it so much. It means the world. So number 1, all right, the first tip to lose the love handles for good, staying in a calorie deficit, all right? The second thing is move. Just move. All right, everybody write down in the comments, move. All right, yes, losing the love handles takes movement. All right, but this doesn't mean, working out 2 hours a day in the gym 6 days a week, or just going all out crazy an hour cardio sessions. It doesn't have to be like that. It doesn't have to be rigorous or strenuous, but it does mean staying less sedentary than you're used to. Just staying less sedentary than you are used to, right? Increasing your step count from 2,000 to 5,000 can help you. Incorporating home workouts, 30 minutes each workout 3 times a week. That is something that will help you. Taking the stairs instead of the elevator. That is something that will help you out in terms of losing the love handles. It adds up. All right. So the second tip to lose the love handles for good is just moving more. All right. And the third tip, if you're a client or you did a 4-day challenge with me or you just really have been watching my stuff for a long time, you might get sick of this, but it's the 80-20 rule. All right, everybody write in the comments the 80-20 rule. Blue Collar Thomas, thank you so much. I love it. I love how you're all commenting right now. Write down the 80-20 rule. This means staying true to whole food ingredients, not the actual supermarket Whole Foods, but whole food ingredients like your produce, lean meats, veggies, fruits, beans, quinoa, stuff really grown from the ground or from an animal, seafood, stuff like that. That's not really processed 80% of the time. And then 20% of the time is your processed foods, right? Your sugary snacks, your salty snacks, your alcoholic beverages, all that stuff. It's the 80-20 rule. So yes, I still want you to have your cocktails, burgers, pizza and stuff, but I want you to be smart about it. All right. The key is to plan to have foods like that so you don't really feel like you're falling off track. And this rule is especially important for restrictive eaters. If you are a restrictive eater, just say me in the comments. Just say me. All right, just say me if you are a restrictive eater. Just say me in the comments because it can be hard. There's a reason why this rule is an emphasis in my program, the 80-20 rule, because we need to have that flexibility, right? Notice how I said the 80-20 rule and not the 95-5 rule, right? You need some leeway. You need some flexibility, and it's very important to incorporate some of your favorite foods into your diet. All right, this will not only satisfy your body, this will not only satisfy your metabolism, it's going to satisfy you emotionally, just fitting in some of your favorite foods. Just imagine being like on a plan, or I was going to say like a diet in quotations because I don't really like using the term diet, but let's say you're on a plan with like a diet and you're actually having some of your favorite foods and you're having some chocolate pizza and stuff. It's like you can probably sustain that a lot longer than just being on a boring meal plan that just has chicken, rice, broccoli, right? If you're actually incorporating some of your favorite foods, you're going to stick with it longer. And with fitness, it's all about consistency, right? It's all about the long run. This is a marathon, not a sprint, because a lot of individuals, they've been losing and gaining the same 10 pounds for like years. And it's because you have no sustainability. So these are 3 tips right here that will help you lose the love handles for good. All right, they're going to be gone. Number 1, just staying in a calorie deficit. A lot of you have been in a calorie deficit for like months, if not years, which is bad. So what you want to do is actually consume more foods to get you back up to maintenance calories. Then, just like I was talking about with Vernell, I would dip you down in your calories, like 150 calories, then 200 calories, and then you're going to get back in that calorie deficit, which is burning more calories than you consume. If you're not in a calorie deficit, you're not going to lose weight. You're not going to lose the love handles. It's just not going to happen. All right. But with my clients, like I make sure they're in a calorie deficit only when the time is right, when their metabolism is back up to speed. You don't want to be in a calorie deficit with a broken metabolism. You're going to store body fat. If that doesn't make sense, you're like, what is this guy talking about? Science, science, science. Send me a message. I can explain it to you. I made a bunch of videos on it, but I hope that makes sense. All right, that's the first thing, being in a calorie deficit. The second thing, and I'm seeing Blue Collar's comments, Vernell says, move, totally agree. Yes. All right, the second thing is moving more. All right, and this just doesn't mean, you have to go get a gym membership and you have to go crazy with it 2 hours a day, anything like that. It just means staying less sedentary than you're used to. Staying less sedentary than you're used to. Maybe getting in a couple more workouts in at home. Maybe getting in a couple more steps in at home, whatever it is. Maybe going on an extra walk throughout the week. Whatever is going to be more active for you. Cutting the grass, gardening, taking out the trash, checking the mail. You're getting steps in. Did you know you're burning calories throughout that time? Me just doing this podcast right now, I'm probably going to burn like 35 to 50 calories, maybe even more. Because I'm just talking, my brain is using energy. My brain is using calories. I'm using calories to move my jaw up and fucking down. Like we're burning calories all day. Even when you sleep, you are burning calories. So just try to move. Find excuses to move. Honestly, with me, like a ninja hack that I do is when I go to the grocery store, the mall, whatever, I park in the furthest parking spot. It's just a habit at this point. People call me out and they're like, Danny, you have 5 open spots right near the door. I'm like, I want to get my steps in. That's just the truth. Now it's a habit, but I take the farthest parking spot. I don't really take the elevator. I'll take the stairs. The escalator, no, the stairs. I just want to move more. I know it will help me. That's the second thing, gentlemen. The third thing, the last thing, is the 80-20 rule. This is going to help you with your restrictive diet, because if you went on a diet before and it was too restrictive, you have to incorporate this rule. The 80-20 rule, focusing on 80% whole foods, 20% processed foods, and it's going to give you that flexibility to have what you want, right? 4th of July, it's right around the corner. You might have a birthday, just summer vacations, all that stuff. I want you to have your margaritas, your wine, your pizza, burgers, but be prepared for it, have it in moderation, and play by this 80-20 rule. This is a staple in my program. Literally, someone enrolls, they have to learn about this in terms of nutrition, because it's going to help them in terms of their diet and not be restrictive. You know, what I was about to say, it's not a 95-5 rule, right? That's too restrictive. It's an 80-20 rule. Even with you, if you're really, new to like eating healthier, that's completely fine. Make it a 70-30 rule or a 65-35 rule, and you'll have more flexibility. All right. Does that make sense? Drop a makes sense in the comments wherever you're watching this. All right. And gentlemen, just want to say thank you so much if you're listening to the podcast right now and for getting a lot of value from the podcast. Leave me a 5 stars. It would mean the world. Write a review. It would mean even more the world. It would mean the universe. And hopefully if you leave your name, I could follow you. I could just send you a thank you, and it would just mean a lot. So I hope this helped. 3 tips to lose your love handles for good. Make sure you implement, and it will definitely help you out. Peace, love, protein. It's your coach, Danny C. We're out of here. All right. Thank you so much for tuning in. Means a lot. Thomas says makes sense. Yes, everybody write down makes sense. I think this was very important because we all have to admit, right? Losing the love handles, that last bit of body fat around like that stomach area. It's the last. All right. Thomas says makes sense. Blue collar makes sense, brother. Yes. Vernell is dropping fire. I love it. Right. And why this is important because, or just important to know, like the why of like, you're probably wondering, like, why is love handles always last? Why is like my lower abdomen always the last thing to go when I'm on my weight loss journey? And it's because we have essential organs around that area that our body is trying to protect with more fat storage. All right. So don't worry. We're not going to, hurt you for losing body fat in terms of those organs. But, in terms of really making sure we follow these rules, that's what's going to get to that stubborn bit of body fat. It really doesn't even need to be there. Like our body is protected. We have enough fat on our body where our organs will be protected for the rest of our life. Right. But if you just want to get rid of the love handles, I get a lot of that in my DMs. Like, Danny, I just need to lose love handles, and I'll send them some free stuff. I'll send them some videos, and I'm like, you know what? I have to do a podcast on this. It's very important. So I hope that helped. Jared, what's going on, man? Hope you're doing amazing and well, dude. Haven't talked to you in a while. Hope everything is good. But thanks so much for tuning in. This means a lot. Did we get value here? All right. Everybody is giving me a make sense. If you are watching, not on Instagram, basically, like everywhere else, I can't see your comments right now, but I will 100% go back and look at those comments and respond back to you. I just want to make sure that this is all clear. You got value. You learned something that you could take away from this and literally implement immediately. That's always the goal with these podcasts. And I hope you learned something. All right. It's your coach, Danny C. We're out of here. Peace, love, protein. I'll see you tomorrow on tomorrow's podcast. Later. Peace, IG.